afternoon, everyone. My name is Amor, and I'll be your Master of Ceremonies for the afternoon. I would like to welcome you in the name of Escuela Oficial de Idiomas de San Javier, represented here by its director, María Ángeles Martínez Abarca, Nicolás. And this event is the result of the collaboration between our school and the Concejalía de Cultura de San Javier. We're very grateful and pleased that many of our present and former students, together with CONEXIA members, are here to participate in this wonderful event. As you know, today we are celebrating the International Day of the Book, and we have a wonderful program which I'm sure you're going to enjoy. There will be two parts to the performance. Firstly, we have Isabel Martínez García, who will tell us everything we need to know about William Shakespeare, the famous English poet and playwright. And after that, we will enjoy three of Shakespeare's most famous speeches. In the second part of our program, there will be a recital of a selection of poems by our advanced and intermediate level students and CONEXIA members. Let us not delay any further, and please welcome Isabel.
No, la otra. Ahora. F5 no tiene, pues dale con eso. Ahora.
William Shakespeare was an English poet and playwright, widely regarded as the greatest writer in the English language and the world's preeminent dramatist. His legacy remains as relevant as ever. Have you ever thought about what would have happened with English culture without Shakespeare? Or what would have happened with theatre all over the world without Shakespeare? Or even in Hollywood without him? Curiously, many of the common expressions now thought to be clichés were Shakespeare creations. Probably, many English speakers use Shakespeare expressions all the time, even though they may not know it. If you cannot understand my argument and declare, "It's Greek to me," you are quoting Shakespeare. If you recall your salad days, you are quoting Shakespeare. You have been tongue-tied, a tower of strength. You made a picture of necessity, insisted of our play, you are quoting Shakespeare. Even if you wish I was dead as a doornail, you think I'm an Shore, the devil incarnate, a stunning, the villain, bloody-minded, or a blinking idiot, toot for goodness sake. It is all one to me, for you I'm quoting Shakespeare. This is just a small homage to Shakespeare in the International Day of the Book. Thanks, I love Helen, for your hard work and support.
Thank you, Javier. A very interesting presentation. I'm sure you all agree. Our next item is the speech, "All the World's a Stage," which is the phrase that begins a monologue from William Shakespeare's As You Like It. It's spoken by the Melancholy Jacks in Act 2, Scene 7. It will be recited by Miguel Ángel Alcaide. The speech compares the world to a stage and life to a play, and catalogs the 7 stages of a man's life, sometimes referred to as the 7 ages of man: infant, schoolboy, lover, soldier, justice, pantaloon, and second childhood, and sons. Please welcome Miguel.
All the world's stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and one man in his time plays many parts. His acts being 7 ages. At first, the infant, mewling and puking in the nurse's arms. Then, the whining schoolboy, with his satchel and shiny morning face, creeping like a snail unwillingly to school. Then the lover, sighing like furnace, with a woeful mallet made to his mistress's eyebrow. Then the soldier, full of strange oaths, unbearded like the part, jealous in honor, sudden and quick in quarrel, seeking the bubble reputation, even in the cannon's mouth. And then the justice, in fair round belly, with good capon line, with severe eyes, and beard of formal cut, full of wise sauce and modern instances. So, he plays his part. The 6th age shifts into the lean and slippered pantaloon, with spectacles on nose and pouch on side. His youthful host well saved, a world too wide for his round shank and his big manly voice, turning again toward childish treble, pipes and whistles in his sound. Last scene of all, that ends this strange, eventful history, is second childishness, a mere oblivion. Sans teeth, sans eyes, sans taste, sans everything. Thank you.
Thank you, Miguel. Our next speech to be recited by José Bernabé Ortuño, To Be or Not to Be, is where we see Hamlet musing on the comparison between the pain of life, which he sees inevitable, and the fear of the uncertainty of death, and of possible damnation of suicide. In essence, with this speech, Hamlet is contemplating life, to live or not to live.
To be or not to be, that is the question. Whether it is nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles, and by opposing, end death. To die, to sleep, no more, and by I sleep, to say, we end the heartache, the thousand natural shocks that flesh is able to. 'Tis a consummation, devoutly to be wasted, to die, to sleep, perchance to dream. There is the rub, for in that sleep of death, what dreams may come. When we have suffered off this mortal coil, must give us pause. There is the respect that makes calamity so long life. For who would bear the whips and scorns of time, the oppressor's wrong, the proud man's contumely, the pangs of despised love, the love's delay, the insolence of office, and the spurns that patient merit worthy takes, when he himself might his quietus make with a bay walking, who would fardels bear to grunt and sweat under a weary life, but the dread of something after death, the scabbard country from whose bourne no travellers returns, passes the wheel, and makes us rather bear those ills we have, than fly to others that we know not of. Thus conscience was a coward force out, and thus the native hue resolution is sick lower with the pale cast of thought, and enterprises to freight peace a moment. With this regard, the currents turn awry and lose the name of faction, softly now, fear of filia. Nymph, and thy horizons, be all my sins remember.
Beautiful. Thank you, Jose. Next, we have the famous speech from the play Julius Caesar. We know that Caesar had been assassinated by a group of conspirators led by his close friend Brutus. Brutus had previously delivered a speech in which he claimed that the murder had been done in the name of freedom. In a clever speech, Antony turns the mob against Brutus and the other assassins. The speech today will be given by Helen Schindler.
Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. I come to bury Caesar, not to praise him. The evil that men do lives after them. The good is often interred with their bones. So let it be with Caesar. The noble Brutus hath told you Caesar was ambitious. If it was so, it was a grievous fault, and grievously hath Caesar answered it. Here, and to leave of Brutus and the rest, for Brutus is an honourable man, so are they all honourable men, come I to speak in Caesar's funeral. He was my friend, faithful and just to me. But Brutus says he was ambitious, and Brutus is an honourable man. He hath brought many captives home to Rome, whose ransoms did the general coffers fill. Did this in Caesar seem ambitious? When that the poor have cried, Caesar hath wept. Ambition should be made of sterner stuff. Yet Brutus says he was ambitious, and Brutus is an honourable man. You did see that on the Lupercal I thrice presented him a kingly crown, which he did thrice refuse. Was this ambition? Yet Brutus says he was ambitious, and sure, he's an honourable man. I speak not to disprove what Brutus spoke, but here I am to speak what I do know. You all did love him once, not without cause. What cause withholds you then to mourn for him? O judgment, thou hast fled to brutish beasts, and men have lost their reason. Bear with me. My heart is in the coffin here with Caesar, and I must pause till it come back to me.
Okay, we finished the first part of our program. Now we're going to have a 10-minute break, and then after that we'll come back with the second part of our program, which will be the poetry recitals.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to start the poetry recitals. First, we have The Guest House by Jalaluddin Rumi, to be recited by Maria Lloret Rico. In this poem, Rumi compares the essence of being human to the idea of a guest house, meaning that we are vessels for innumerable experiences and emotions throughout our lives. His poem is most simply about the importance of accepting everything that approaches us over the years, rather than picking and choosing as a way to turn away from all negativity. It seems that Rumi believes all aspects of one's life are critical to one's overall experience during one's time on earth, and therefore good and bad alike must be accepted. Maria?
This being human is a guest house. Every morning, a new arrival, a joy, a depression, a meanness. Some momentary awareness comes as an unexpected visitor. Welcome and entertain them all, even if they're a crowd of sorrows who violently sweep your house, empty of its furniture. Still, treat each guest honorably. He may be clearing you out for some mean delight. The dark thought, the shame, the malice, meet them at the door, laughing, and invite them in. Be grateful for whoever comes, because each has been sent as a guide from beyond.
Thank you, Maria. Next, we have A Place to Sit by Javier, to be recited by Maria Isabel Egea Martinez. Javier was a mystic poet and a saint of India, and according to him, all life is an interplay of true spiritual principles. One is the personal soul, and the other is God. It is Javier's view that salvation is the process of bringing into union these two divine principles. This poem seeks to advise us to look inside oneself for meaning, rather than to try and find it from external sources.
Don't go, say your house, to see flowers. My friend, don't bother with that expulsion. Inside your body, there are flowers. One flower has 1,000 petals. That will do for a place to sit. Sitting there, you will have a glimpse of beauty. Inside your body and out of you. Before gardens and after gardens.
Up next is Annabel Lee, a poem by Edgar Allan Poe, which will be recited by Francisco Martinez Paco. Using a melodious narrative form, the speaker laments the death, many years ago, of his beloved young bride, Annabel Lee. His loss moves him to state that envious angels caused the gross death to dissever the young married couple. He tells briefly of her funeral and endowment in her sepulchre by the sea. The narrator then reveals that he has been unable to accept their separation. Since her death, he has spent night after night at her tomb, an astonishing and perverse example of the immortality of young love. Pablo?
Many and many a year ago, in a kingdom by the sea, that a maiden there lived, whom you may know by the name of Annabel Lee. And this maiden, she lived with no other thought than the love and be loved by me. I was a child and she was a child in this kingdom by the sea. But we loved with a love that was more than love, I and my Annabel Lee. With a love than the winged seraph of heaven coveted her and me. And this was the reason that long ago, in this kingdom by the sea, the wind blew out of cloud, chilling my beautiful Annabel Lee. So that her highborn kinsman came and bore her away from me, to shut her up in a sepulchre in this kingdom by the sea. The angels, no half so happy in heaven, went and being her and me. Yes, that was the reason, as all men know in this kingdom by the sea, that the wind came out of the cloud by night, chilling and killing my Annabel Lee. But our love was stronger by far than the love of those who were older than we, or many far wiser than we. And neither the angels in heaven above, nor the demons down under the sea, can ever dissever my soul from the soul of the beautiful Annabel Lee. For the moon never beams without bringing me dreams of my beautiful Annabel Lee. And the star never rises, but I feel the bright eyes of the beautiful Annabel Lee. And so, all the night time, I lie down by the side. Oh, my darling, my life and my bride. In her sepulchre there by the sea, in her tomb by the sounding sea.
Thank you very much, Paco. Oh, Captain, was written to honor Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. Walt Whitman was born in 1819 and died in 1892, so he lived through the American Civil War.
Oh Captain, my Captain, our fearful trip is done. The ship has weathered every rock. Prize we sought is won. Port is near, bells I hear, the people all exulting. While follows eyes the steady keel, the vessel grim and daring. But, oh heart, 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 oh the bleeding drops of red, where on the deck my captain lies, falling, cold and dead. Oh Captain, my Captain, rise up and hear the bells. Rise up, for you the flag is flung, for you the bugle trills, for you the bouquets and ribbon threads, for you the swords crowding. For you they call, the swaying mass, their eager faces turning. Here, Captain, dear father, this arm beneath your head, it is some dream that on the deck you've fallen cold and dead. My captain does not answer, his lips are pale and still. My father does not feel my arm, he has no pulse nor will. The ship is anchored safe and sound, its voyage closed and done. From fearful trip, the victor ship comes in with object won. Exult, O shores, and ring, O bells, that I, with mournful tread, walk the deck my captain lies, fallen, cold, and dead.
Poem Invictus by William Ernest Henley and recited by Fernando Simaro. Invictus, meaning undefeated in Latin, was written while Henley was in the hospital being treated for tuberculosis of the bone. He had had the disease since he was very young, and his foot had been amputated shortly before he wrote the poem. This poem is about courage in the face of death, and holding on to one's own dignity despite the indignities life places before us. Note also, it was the poem that Nelson Mandela recited to himself during his 20-plus years in jail in South Africa.
Out of the night that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole, I thanked whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not wings, nor cried aloud. Under the bludgeons of chance, my head is bloody, but unbowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears, looms but the horror of the shade, and yet the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid. It matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll. I am the master of my fate, I am the captain of my soul.
Thank you, Fernando. Rudyard Kipling's poem, If, to be recited by María Ángeles Martínez Abarca Nicolás, is inspirational, motivational, and a set of rules for grown-up living. It contains mottos and maxims for life, and the poem is also a blueprint for personal integrity, behavior, and self-development.
If you can keep your head when all around you are losing theirs and blaming it on you,
If you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too. If you can wait and not be tired by waiting, or being lied about, don't deal in lies, or being hated, don't give way to hating, and yet don't look too good, not talk too wise. If you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster, and treat those two impostors just the same, if you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken, twisted by names to make a trap for fools, or was the things you gave your life to broken, and stoop and build them up with worn-out tools. If you can make one heap of all your winnings and risk it on one turn of pitch and toss, and lose, and start again at your beginnings, and never breathe a word about your loss. If you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they are gone, and so hold on when there is nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with things nor lose the common touch, if neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you but none too much, if you can fill the unforgiving minutes with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it, and, which is more, you be a man, my son.
Very well. Thank you. This is Just to Say, by William Carlos Williams, and recited by Paco Griñón.
I have eaten the plants that were in the iceberg, and which you were probably saving for breakfast. Forgive me, they were delicious, so sweet and so cold.
By commending the audience to do something which is not possible. Stop all the clocks. This reference to time is also an allusion to the death and brevity of life which caused the author such agony. The poem is also featured in the popular English film 4 Weddings and a Funeral.
Stop all the clocks. Cut off the telephone. Prevent the dog from barking with abusive bone. Silent the pianos, and with muffled drum, breathe up, coughing, let the manners come. Let airplanes circle moaning overhead, screaming in the sky the message, he's dead. But creep bows round the white necks of the public ducks. Let the traffic policeman wear black cotton gloves. He was my north, my south, my east and west, my working week and my Sunday rest, my noon, my midnight, my top, my song. I thought that love lost forever. I was wrong. The stars are not wanting now. Put out everyone. Back at the moon and dismantle the sun. Put away the ocean and shoot up the wood. For nothing now can ever come to any good. Oh, the valley in the summer, where Anne and my young beside the deep river will walk on and on, while the flowers at our feet and the birds up above argue so sweetly on reciprocal love. And I lean on his shoulder. Oh, Johnny, let's play. But he frowned like thunder, and he went away. Oh, that Friday, near Christmas, as I will recall, when we enjoyed the charity matinee ball, the floor was so smooth, and the band was so loud. And Johnny sang ham song. I felt so proud. Squeeze me tighter, dear Johnny, let's dance till the 8th. But he frowned like thunder, and he went away. shall ever forget at the Grand Opera when music poured out of each wonderful star. Diamonds and pearls, the hands that lit down, over each silver a golden silk gown. Oh, Johnny, I in heaven, I whispered to say, but he frowned like thunder, and he went away. Oh, but he was fair as a gardening flower, as slender and tall, as the great Eiffel Tower. When the bus trapped out on the long promenade, oh, his eyes and his smile, they went straight to my heart. Oh, marry me, Johnny, I love and obey. But he frowned like thunder, and he went away. Oh, last night, I dreamed of you, Johnny, my lover. You the sun on one arm, and the moon on the other. The sea, it was blue, and the grass, it was green. Every star rattled around tambourine. 10,000 miles deep in a pit, there I lay. But you, fried like thunder, and you went away.
Very good, Maria Pilar. Thank you. The next poem, Warning, by Jenny Joseph, and to be recited by Natalia Martinez, is a delightful poem that speaks of growing old in a wonderfully outrageous style.
When I am an old woman, I shall wear purple, with a red hat that doesn't go and doesn't suit me. And I shall spend my pension on brandy and summer gloves, and satin candles, and say, with no money for battle. I shall sit down on the pavement when I am tired, and gobble up samples in shops, and press alarm bells, and run my stick along the public railings, and make up for the sobriety of my youth. I shall go out in my slippers in the rain, and pick the flower in other people's gardens, and learn to speak. You can wear terrible shirts, and grow more fat, and eat 3 pounds of sausage at a go, or only bread and pickles for a week, and hot pens and pencils, and beer nuts and things in boxes. But now we must have clothes that keep us dry, and pay our rent, and not swear in the street, and set a good example for the children. We must have friends to dinner and read the papers, but maybe I ought to practice a little now, so people who know me are not too shocked and surprised when suddenly I am old and I start to wear purple.
Belonging to the book Lord of the Dance, and to be recited by Pepe Pardo. It is a clever...
At the grand old age of 87, they took me from my coffin. They gave me a flannel nightshirt that I could travel often. Toothless, old and wrinkled, I lay there on my bed, and slowly I forgot about the time when I did been dead. The day when I was 65 ended my enjoyment. I had to put on working clothes and go to my employment. Then, when I was 60, I found I had a wife. That explained the children. I had wondered all my life. I kept on growing younger, growing healthier and stronger, till at the age of 21, I had a wife no longer. Found myself with younger girls rolling in the clover. Till one sad day I woke to find those happy days.
The boy was barely 5 years old. We sent him to the little school and left him there to learn the names of flowers in junkyards on the sea, and learn to do as he was told. He seemed quite happy there until 3 weeks afterwards. At night, the darkness whimpered in his room. I went upstairs, switched on his light, and found him wide awake the stone, sits market, and he sat down and titty carpet on the floor. I said, "Why can't you sleep?" A pain? He snuffled, gave a little more, and then he spoke a single word. Music. The sound was blurred. Mexican? What do you mean? A girl at school called music. She heard he touched himself with cream. He heard at the stomach. She has been aching here, and I can see her. Nothing I have read or heard instructed me on what to do. I covered him and stroked his head. The pain will go in time, I said.
I've been upstairs.
Oh, yes?
I found a hair.
A hair?
In the bed.
From a head?
It's not mine.
Was it black?
It was.
I'll explain.
You swine.
Not quite.
I'm going.
Please don't.
I hate you.
You do?
Of course.
But why?
That black hair.
A pity.
Time for truth.
For confessions.
Me too.
You what?
Someone else.
Oh dear.
So there.
Ah, well.
Guess who?
Don't say.
I will.
You would.
Your friend.
Oh, damn.
And his friend.
Him too.
And the rest.
Good God.
What's that?
Was what?
That noise.
Upstairs.
Yes.
The new cat.
A cat?
It's black.
Black.
Long-haired.
Oh no.
Oh yes.
Oh shit.
Goodbye.
I lied.
You lied.
Of course.
About my friend.
Yes.
And the others?
Eh?
How what?
I'm forgiven?
Of course.
I'll stay?
Please don't.
But why?
I lied.
About what?
The new cat is white.
Very well.
Thank you. Next, we have autobiography in 5 short chapters by Portia Nelson and recited by Pedro.
Chapter 1. I walk down the street. There is a deep hole in the sidewalk. I fall in. I'm lost. I'm helpless. It isn't my fault. It takes forever to find a way out. Chapter 2. I walk down the same street. There is a deep hole in the sidewalk. I pretend I don't see it. I fall in again. I can't believe I'm in the same place. But it isn't my fault. It still takes a long time to get out. Chapter 3. I walk down the same street. There is a deep hole in the sidewalk. I see it is there. I still fall in. It's a habit. My eyes are open. I know where I am. It is my fault. I get out immediately. Chapter 4. I walk down the same street. There is a deep hole in the sidewalk. I walk around it. Chapter 5. I walk down another street.
Thank you, Juliana. Next up, we have Little Red Riding Hood and the Wolf by Roald Dahl and narrated by María Ángeles, with Stella Critcu as a Little Red Riding Hood, Maria Zapata as Grandmama, and Miguel Ángel Alcaide as the wolf.
I feel that I have had a decent meal.
He ran around the kitchen yapping.
I've got to have a second helping.
Then added with a frightful leer.
I'm therefore going to wait right here till little Miss Red Riding Hood
stopped. She stared, and then she said,
"What great big ears you have, Grandma!"
"All the better to hear you with,"
the wolf replied.
"What great big eyes you have, Grandma!"
said Little Red Riding Hood.
"All the better to see you with,"
the wolf replied. He sat there watching her and smiled. He thought,
"I'm going to eat this child. Compare with her. Oh, Grandmama, she's going to taste like caviar."
I said to Mummy, "Who is this person in my tummy? He must be small and very thin, or how could he have gotten in?" My mother said from where she sat, "It isn't nice to talk like that." "It's true," I cried. "I swear it, Mummy. There is a person in my tummy. He talks to me at night in bed. He's always asking to be fed. Throughout the day he screams at me, demanding sugar buns for tea. He tells me it is not a sin to go and raid the biscuit tin. I know quite well it's awfully wrong to guzzle food the whole day long, but really I can't help it, Mummy, not with this person in my tummy." "You horrid child," my mother cried. "Admit it right away. You've lied. You're simply trying to produce a silly asinine excuse. You are the greedy guzzling brat, and that is why you're always fat." I tried again. "Believe me, Mummy, there is a person in my tummy." "I've heard enough," my mother said. "You'd better go at once to bed." Just then, a nicely timed event delivered me from punishment. Deep in my tummy something stirred, and then an awful noise was heard, a grumbling, grunting, groaning sound that made my tummy dance around. My darling mother nearly died. "My goodness, what was that?" she cried. At last the tummy voice came through. It shouted, "Hey there, listen you, I'm getting hungry. I want eats. I want lots and lots of sweets. Get me half a pound of nuts. Look snappy or I'll twist your guts." "That's him," I cried. "He's in my tummy. So now do you believe me, Mummy?" But Mummy answered nothing more, for she had fainted on the floor.
Dramatic. And she said, "Yes." I asked her if it was okay to be short, and she said, "It sure is." I asked her if I could wear nail polish or not wear nail polish, and she said, "Honey," she calls me that sometimes. She said, "You can do just exactly what you want to." "Thanks, God," I said. "And is it even okay if I don't paragraph my letters?" "Sweet cakes," God said. Who knows where she picked it up? What I'm telling you is yes, yes, yes.
And also especially thank you for you to come and be here with us. Especially Fernando Cimarro for his great work with the music, our dear lectora de inglés, Helen Schindler, our wonderful participants, la Concejalía de Cultura de San Javier, and above all, our amazing directora, María Ángeles Martínez Abarca, Nicolás, without whom none of this would have happened. Thank you very much.
Being here, thank you, Juanza, okay, assistant manager, music, all right, okay, helping us, all right, like that. Thank you, Juanza.
Thank you, gracias.
And we're looking forward to seeing you tomorrow in San Pedro Pinatar, all right? Okay, Church Square, 5:30, starting with French poems, then a French song, and then we're going to read the Little Prince in 3 languages, in French, Spanish, and English, and then we'll start our selection of poems, all right? So looking forward to seeing you tomorrow in San Pedro. And thank you for being here, all right? Thank you.